everybody. Thank you for joining the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. My name is Samantha Genzer, and I'm going to be your host for you guys today. We have a very exciting episode for you guys. We're going to be covering why people do not like Caitlin Clark, a comparison of the athletes going to the CrossFit Games this year compared to last year, a recap of the Markaska Open and Open Delle Puglie, the golfers going to the Olympics, and make sure you guys stay till the end of the show to hear about the women's collegiate national team roster in volleyball. I'm so sorry. I'm like choking on my own spit. Okay, sorry, that was gross. Before we begin, I wanted to ask you guys to like and oh my gosh, I am so sorry, guys. Okay, before we begin, I wanted to ask you guys to like and follow the show and to become a part of our show to tip and donate using the link gsmcpodcast.net. We also get a lot of questions and comments that come from viewers during the show. So to ensure that your questions get read on the air, I ask that you use the link gsmcpodcast.net so I see them and it puts your questions at the top of the list. Of course, it really helps the show as well. We really do appreciate it. Again, the link is gsmcpodcast.net. Okay, now let's get started. I hope you guys enjoy today's content. Okay, we're starting the show by talking about Caitlin Clark. Every day, articles come out talking about Caitlin Clark, whether it's like the rivalry between her and Reese, why people don't like her, or how she's being targeted, like etc. She's just like the talk of everything in the WNBA most of the time. In my opinion, Clark is the best rookie in the WNBA. I know, and I can be a controversial opinion, but I think she is. And she also is probably the most popular. She is apparently worth $5 million. Like, that's insane. She made her name known in Iowa, and now she really is making her name known in the WNBA. But she's been getting a lot of backlash and hate, and honestly, if I was someone who didn't watch the WNBA regularly and read tons of articles about the league and Clark, I would be very confused as to why everyone hates on her. So we're going to talk about why people hate on her. There's multiple reasons, so we're going to get through a lot of them, and I'm going to put my opinion out on it. Okay, so the reason there has been such a strong backlash to Caitlin Clark has very little to do with the player herself, sort of. Instead, many fans and a few fellow players seem to resent how much attention she's receiving. She's one of the biggest stars the sport has ever seen. All of that success has some longtime WNBA fans and fellow players resentful, feeling that Caitlin Clark doesn't deserve all the attention that she has received. Some players promised that Clark would face some major adjustments when she joined the WNBA, and she has dealt with some aggressive fouls as well as her share of rough games. But also, Angel Reese has spoken out that Reese deserved a lot more credit for increasing the popularity of the WNBA, and yes, I agree with that. But it's been a very big talk for a very long time. Ever since the season started, I feel like Reese has talked about Clark in a lot of her interviews, and she does deserve more credit, but this rivalry between the two of them just adds to why Clark receives backlash. People who are huge fans of Reese would then obviously throw some hate towards Clark. Like, that's just how the media works. Despite these challenges, I feel like Clark's attitude has been one of respect and resilience. It's been pretty good. Her responses to these things, or lack of responses. People also hate on her not responding to certain comments and stuff. And you know what? If I was her, I wouldn't. That's my thing. But then again, like, I understand why people are like, she's not responding, which shows more. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so some legends of women's basketball have commented on Clark's play on the court. Cheryl Swoops tried to invalidate her scoring record with incorrect statements. Diana Taurasi sent a warning to Clark about her future in the WNBA. Brianna Stewart said Clark needed a championship to be considered an all-time great. And Lynette Woodard said Clark didn't break her scoring record because Clark didn't play with men's basketball and without a three-point line. These are four legends in women's basketball refusing to uplift someone who has helped change the game, and instead they're nitpicking her legacy. So there's got to be something Clark did, you know? So why do so many people disrespect Clark? Some people say that she just isn't comparable to the greats that came before her, and honestly, Clark is just such a different, unique player. She's making stats that we've never seen it before in a rookie. She respects the greats that come before her. She's said that in interviews, and some people believe she is too cocky. I completely disagree with that. To be honest, I don't think she is cocky enough. Angel Reese is cocky, but she's earned the right to be with the resume and body of work she has amassed in her 4 years in college. So it's not, I guess cocky isn't a great term because cocky typically just has this negative connotation in it. It's more just like more confident. Like Angel Reese has confidence because she deserves that confidence. I feel like Caitlin Clark needs more confidence and she should show it more. And like back to Reese, like she is one of the most dominant and decorated players in the generation and delivered a national title to LSU when they had never won one before. So like it makes sense for her to be confident and I guess somewhat cocky in a way. And like truth be told, I think the game is better when you have a dynamic personality like Angel Reese in it. It's much more entertaining. If Clark were just as cocky or confident as Reese, would be well deserved and well within her right. The fact that she hardly speaks at all from what we see tells me that she isn't cocky as she could be. And then another reason people give her backlash is because they believe she is overrated. I obviously disagree. She's a talent we've never seen before in women's sports. She's brought attention to the game like nobody else. She scored more than 30 points in some games. Like, that's insane, and you cannot deny that. Some people also say she's a ball hog, but I also disagree with that. She averages 6 assists in the league right now. Like, you just have to look at the stats. Like, at the end of the day, I think the reason she receives so much backlash is because of jealousy. This jealousy might stem from her exceptional talent and the remarkable skills she displays on the basketball court. Clark's ability to score, pass, and significantly influence the game sets her apart from many of her peers. Such visible success can attract envy from those who feel threatened by her accomplishments or compare their favorites unfavorably against her capabilities. Another source of jealousy is the substantial media attention Caitlin receives. When a player is consistently highlighted by the media, perceptions of favoritism can arise, like potentially overshadowing other talented players. Like, a lot of the rookies haven't received as much attention as they should have because Clark has received so much attention, and I'll admit that. But still, like, so I understand where that stems from. So I get that. But then also, like, her rapid rise in the world of basketball from her college days to the WNBA also contributes to the feelings of jealousy among peers and spectators. Like, her immediate impact and the accolades she has garnered so quickly can make others feel overlooked or undervalued. I do sometimes think that there's been some rookies that are undervalued and overlooked. Like Kate Martin, for the longest time, just wasn't never given any attention, I feel like, and out of nowhere, like, she's been making these amazing stats and people are now talking about her when they should have been talking about her in the beginning. But that's just like kind of how the media works. Like, one person's always going to get more attention than another. But then Caitlin Clark is breaking records and setting these new benchmarks, so it can actually lead to jealousy among those who either held those records before or aspire to similar feats. Lastly, athletes with a vocal and passionate fan base can sometimes inspire envy in others. The strong support Caitlin receives may be viewed negatively by some, especially if it's perceived as disproportionate. The backlash and hate directed at athletes like Clark are not uncommon in competitive sports. Like, we've seen this before, where emotions run high and fans and observers all have strong allegiances in a way. But I just feel like this is like to another extreme, it feels like, because like the amount of people talking about Clark is insane. It's good though because it's bringing more attention to the WNBA, but it is pretty insane that so many people are always talking about her. Anyway, so she actually spoke out about the comments she's received, and some of those being the racist comments and stuff, and that's just interesting. So on Thursday, after the Indiana Fever v Atlanta Dream game, Clark said, "It's disappointing. I think everyone in our world deserves the same amount of respect. The women around our league deserve the same amount of respect. People should not be using my name to push those agendas. It's disappointing. It's not acceptable." And then she added that respecting her and fellow players is a, quote, basic thing, human thing that everybody should do. And then afterwards she said, "Some of the women in this league were my biggest idols and role models growing up, helping me want to achieve this moment right here that I get to play in every single night. Just be a kind person and treat them how you would want to be treated. I think that's very simple." So Clark's pregame comments came in the wake of social media backlash from Connecticut Sun guard Jonna Carrington, who criticized Clark for saying she wanted to focus on basketball during a shoot-around earlier on Thursday. Clark had said that that's what people say online was not something she can control, and that's true. There are certain things that she's just not going to control when people say things online. And then she added, I don't put too much thought and time into thinking about things like that, and to be honest, I don't see a lot of it. Basketball is my job. Everything on the outside, I can't control that, so I'm not going to spend time thinking about that. So the backlash Caitlin Clark receives is more than just a problem for her. It's a headache for the whole WNBA. And here's why. First off, when a star player like Clark gets hammered with criticism, it really messes with the league's vibe. The WNBA stands for top-notch play and supporting women in sports, right? Well, like, constant negativity and can smear its rep, as well as welcoming and progressive place that it is kind of ruins that dynamic. So that's bad news because it might turn off potential players from joining and fans from tuning in or showing up to games. Like, I know a lot of people love the drama, but a lot of people hate it because it takes away from the game. Speaking of players, how the league handles backlash can really affect whether players stick around or not. If current stars think the league doesn't have their back, they might start looking for the exit, and new talent, they could skip the WNBA altogether if they think they'll just end up in a toxic environment. That's a real problem if the league wants to keep its talent pool fresh and competitive. Then because I need to add that the WNBA is pretty ruthless when it comes to rookies. Like, every rookie is gonna be criticized. Caitlin Clark has just gotten a different type of criticism because of how popular she is. So then there's the business side of things. Fans love the WNBA not just for the games, but because it's a community that celebrates its athletes. If that community seems hostile, fans might just spend their money and time elsewhere. Also, sponsors who are key for keeping the lights on might think twice about partnering with a league that looks like it can't protect its own. And we talked about in yesterday's video, the league is struggling financially right now. They've always have lost a lot of revenue, but they might actually have a projected loss of $50 million, according to the Washington Post. So there's a big picture here. There's a big struggle here. So, and now we can't forget the bigger picture. The WNBA has always been more about like just basketball. It's a platform for social change too. When the focus shifts from empowering messages to dealing with drama and negativity, the league's power to push for real change takes a hit. Lastly, there's the well-being of the players to think about. Playing professional sports is tough enough without having to dodge hate left and right. That kind of stress can mess with a player's head and throw off their game, not to mention it's just plain rough on their mental health. All in all, making sure players like Caitlin Clark don't get bogged down by backlash is just super important for the WNBA. They've got to keep the league positive and supportive if they want to stay at the top of their game, attract the best players, and keep fans excited about what they stand for. I know that I am kind of biased because I'm a huge Caitlin Clark fan, but it just seems that sometimes a lot of this hate is stemmed from jealousy, and that's not a good look for the WNBA, especially when other players are talking so poorly about Caitlin Clark. Then again, it is nice to see some rivalry and tension because it does attract people who aren't big basketball fans, but they like the drama. There's like pros and cons of both sides here, and it can be very confusing and just like there's just so much layers to it. So we're now going to move on to our next segment where we're going to talk about the CrossFit competitors at this year's games compared to last year's games. Before we get into that, we're going to be taking a very short break, so I will see you guys very soon.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. Some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Welcome back, everybody, to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done talking about why people do not like Caitlin Clark, and now we're going to be comparing the last CrossFit competitors in the 2023 CrossFit Games to this year's CrossFit competitors in the 2024 CrossFit Games. Okay, so 40 women and men qualified to compete in the games, and let me just say these athletes are absolutely insane. Y'all are going to want to watch the games because there is going to be some fierce competition. It is going to be an event you do not want to miss out in. So let me start by talking about those that were placed in the top 12 in the 2023 CrossFit Games. Okay, so obviously in first was Laura Harbarth. She is now considered the fittest woman on earth. She's got the best blend of running long distance and sprints and has the strength that is out of this world. In second was Emma Lawson. Ariel Lowen was in third, and fourth was Gabriella Magala. Fifth was Alex Gazin. Sixth was Alexis Raptis. Seventh was Katrine Danha Davenstadier. Eighth was Emma Carey. Ninth was Danielle Brandon. 10th was Paige Powers. Emma Tall in 11th. And lastly, Emily Rolfe in 12th. So most of these competitors last year were actually from the North America regions, and it makes sense considering that the North America regions bring the most qualifiers to the games from their semifinals. Okay, so let's talk about each of these competitors. Okay, Laura Harbarth, wow, finished in first in this year's 2024 Europe semifinals. Before the Europe semis were during the first week, which seems so long ago, so I feel like a lot of people are not talking about it right now. But I think that Harbarth is going to bring out a top 5 position in this year's games. Winning the CrossFit Games multiple times is quite challenging due to the intense level of competition and the constantly evolving nature of the events. Like, these workouts are going to be completely different from the last year's workouts. If Harbarth has maintained her performance levels, managed her training effectively, and stayed injury-free, she certainly has a good chance to compete for the title again. I think her biggest competition is going to be Tia-Clair Toomey, and I find both of these athletes to be the two strongest competitors going into the games. Toomey is a 6-time CrossFit Games champion, but she did not compete in the games last year, so that left a spot for Harbarth open. The only person who has literally won the games more than once in a row is Toomey, so it's very, very, very hard to do that. But I'm confident that Laura Harbarth could still finish in the top 5. Okay, Emma Lawson finished in third in the North America East semifinals this year. I think she can finish in the top 5 this year as well in the games. Last year in the semifinals, she finished in fourth. So seeing how she finished last year compared to this year in the semifinals gives me hope that she could finish in the top 5 once again. She has improved in strength, but she is one of the younger competitors. I believe she's 19 years old right now, and that could be an advantage and a disadvantage at the same time. Also, I have to point out that she finished first in the quarterfinals this year. Okay, so Ariel Lowen finished third in the North America East semifinals. She also finished third in the semifinals last year, and she finished third in the CrossFit Games last year. So maybe third is her lucky spot right now. I feel like, okay, if anybody watches Dance Moms, they will understand, like, why that's, like, kind of funny. Because, like, there's a time when Abby Lee Miller, like, said, like, you were fourth overall and you're fourth on the period, maybe 4 is your lucky number or something. I'm pretty sure she said that to Jojo Siwa. I like can't remember the exact quote, but like something like that. So maybe the third is Lowen's lucky spot. Anyway, she's on that pattern, and giving her consistency at thirds, she could have a great chance of getting in third place again. But in all fairness, I think she will be in the top 10, giving her consistency, reputation, strength, and speed talent. She finished 17th in the quarterfinals, which is really good. And you're probably thinking, wouldn't it be better if she placed in the top 5 in the quarterfinals? Well, yes, but also the quarterfinal standings don't always show the best placements for everyone, if that makes sense. Tia-Clair Toomey placed 28th in the quarterfinals. And honestly, a lot of the best athletes in the quarterfinals just try to finish somewhere in the top 40 to ensure they get to the semifinals. They don't find it too pressuring to finish in the top 10 or 5 or 3. But it still is a good indicator as to who can qualify for the games, just compared on how they did in those workouts. Okay, Gabriella Magala. She finished second in the Europe semifinals this year. And in the Europe semifinals last year, she finished in first, beating Laura Harbarth. She's close competition to Harbarth. They have similar strengths and weaknesses. Magala finished third in the quarterfinals this year, and her strengths for the past couple of years have been endurance and stamina. If there are a lot of running and more cardio-focused exercises in the games, I think she has a solid chance of placing in the top 5 again. Alex Gazon, she finished second in the North America West semifinals this year, and last year she finished first in the semifinals. Now, it isn't that she has not improved or has weakened. There just is an increased volume of competition this year and new competition as well. That is what her biggest threat is right now. She has that work ethic and competitive drive, but she struggles in the more gymnastic-y aspects of CrossFit. Like many of the strength-focused athletes, she needs to focus more on the coordination and flexibility workouts and skills to ensure that she can get a top 5 spot again. But I think she definitely has a strong chance of placing in the top 10 regardless of having those gymnastics skills or not, because she has proven that she has improved strength and endurance-wise, and that will help her as it is. Alexis Raptis, she finished second this year in the North America East semifinals, and last year in the semis she finished fifth. She has improved so much, especially in heavy lifting events. That is where she would struggle the most in, and we have seen a lot of improvement from her in that area. She already has those gymnastic skills and coordination, and with her improved heavy lifting skills, I think she has such a good chance of being in the top 5, and I mean definitely in the top 10 this year. Katrin Tanha Davids-Dottir. I'm so sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. She will not be in the games this year. She has been struggling with back injuries, and she says this is the first time that she cannot continue competing ignoring the injuries. It has just gotten worse over the years of competing, and she needs to take a break this year. I think that's the best thing to do, and maybe next year she can come back out and compete in the games. Emma Carey. Hours before the official start of the 2024 CrossFit Games season, Emma Carey announced that she will not be competing. And in an Instagram post, she shared that she is taking the season off to place my affections on Jesus Christ. So I'm quoting that, by the way. So that is why she's not competing this year. Okay, Danielle Barayandin. She finished in 5th in the North America East semis this year, and last year she finished in 2nd. Given her power and strength and improved abilities and technical gymnastics skills, I think she has a good chance of being in the top 5, but definitely more in the top 10. The competition is just so dang fierce in the games. She's competed in the games 5 times, and I'm hoping that this is her year to maybe be in the top 3 or even the top 5. Some people consider her the underdog since she has, but I don't really see her that way since she has been to the games so many times and has gotten good places consistently. So I don't really see her that way, but I can understand why people do. Okay, Paige Powers. She is not going to the games this year, which is absolutely ridiculous. I talked about why she was not going to the semifinals in a video back on May 13th, and I recommend checking that video out for more information. But low-key, don't check that video out because it was one of my first videos, and let me just say, it not my best look. Anyway, it made me very frustrated as to why Powers wasn't at the semifinals. So basically what happened, during the quarterfinals, after the judges reviewed workout 1, they decided to go back and make some adjustments, ending up changing 143 female competitors' scores. As we know, the quarterfinals are online, so people send in videos where judges will need to repeatedly review, and often that leads people to second guess themselves and to thinking they saw something like a penalty. A video is just not the most accurate way to judge. Being in person actually gives you a proper angle and the real-time effect that you need to accurately and fairly judge. I wish the games could make this adjustment to the quarterfinals, but unfortunately with the vast amount of people that compete at the quarterfinals, it really would just not be possible. Without the alleged penalty, Powers would be going to the semifinals. Workout 1, characterized by its fight gone bad style format, presented athletes with a test of strength and endurance. The workout was 1-minute intervals of snatches, rowing for calories, and dumbbell box step-ups. However, it was during these high-intensity intervals that many athletes fell foul of the competition standards, leading to, of course, penalties. Powers was initially placed at 5th without this penalty or score adjustments, and once her score was adjusted, she moved down to 104th in the North America East region. That is insane. The box step-up penalty frustrates me a bit. This makes complete sense to me that this would be a common penalty. Once again, you're under pressure and a time limit, but here's the thing. You're stepping up and down and stepping up and down. All of our bodies do it naturally, and we don't even think about doing it. It's such a simple move. And what I mean by that is you don't need to have this perfect form to be good at the box step-ups. It's more about if you can hold the weight, stand up straight enough to balance, and move your legs up and down quickly. The reason this one frustrates me is because this penalty can be easily avoided if the competition made the workout a box step over, where the athlete will step onto the box with the weights and then just simply step off on the other side. So ultimately, powers will not be at the games. 11th was Emma Tall last year. Yeah, I'm like just moving straight ahead because I'm like very frustrated that she's not at the games. Okay, so Emma Tall, this year in the semifinal, she finished in 3rd place, and last year at the semi, she finished in 4th place. She's looking like she improved a bit, but she is pretty much the same strength-wise, yet pretty flexible athlete that she was last year. I'm hoping that she can maybe finish in the top 10, but I don't, oh gosh, this is gonna sound bad. I don't have as much confidence for her compared to some of the other competitors, no offense. I don't know why, it's just like, I just don't, like, she's not like my favorite competitor. Like, going to this competition, like, I can tell you my favorites, and she is not on my, like, top 5 favorites. I don't know why. It does nothing to do with her. I just, like, pick and choose. It's bad. I'm like a cat. You just pick and choose. Last person we're going to talk about is Emily Rolfe. In this year's North America West semis, she finished in 5th place, and last year she finished in 6th place. She's shown consistency in her performance and has that perfect endurance and cardiovascular strength needed for a CrossFit competitor that finishes in the top 10. I more hope that this could be for the year for her to finish in the top 10. It did frustrate me last year that she was in 12th because, like, that's so close to being in the top 10. The thing with CrossFit Games is you can make predictions and such, but there are the littlest things that will change your scores. So it just gets very, very close competition, and there's just so many little things that frustrate me all the time, like especially with like penalties and stuff, because that just ruins somebody's score like altogether. Like we saw in Paige Powers, I could literally talk about that for an hour because it makes me so frustrated that she's not going to the games, and she deserves to be at the games. But anyway, we are now going to move on to our next segment where we're going to recap 2 tennis tournaments that took place in the beginning of this month. Before we begin, we are going to be taking a very short break, so I will see you guys all very soon.
Looking for your daily fix of sports talk without having to pay for it? GSMC Sports Network is available on YouTube. Just search GSMC Sports Network. Get your fix of daily sports talk shows on YouTube, absolutely free. NFL, college football, NBA, MLB, MMA, UFC, fantasy football, and so much more. GSMC Sports Network has shows running all day long, with new sports shows starting every 2 hours. Just like on your favorite cable sports channel, except GSMC Sports Network is absolutely free. Just search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube to catch one of your new favorite shows, like the GSMC College Football Podcast, Chip Shot Football Podcast, Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, GSMC Basketball Podcast, and so many more. Check it out for yourself. GSMC Sports Network, now available on YouTube absolutely free. Search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube right now.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done talking about comparing the 2023 to 2024 CrossFit Games athletes, and now we're going to be recapping 2 competitions that took place from the 4th to the 9th, and we're going to recap both of them, the Markaska Open and the Open Delle Puglie. So before we begin, I wanted to remind you guys to like and follow the show and become a part of our show to tip and donate using the link gsmcpodcast.net. This link also puts your comments and questions at the top of the list so that I see them and they get read on the air. We also really appreciate the support, and we're very grateful for you guys. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, it's time to talk about some tennis tournaments. Okay, let's start with the Markaska Open. Okay, so Mayor Sheriff was last year's champion, and she was in the finals this year's. So let's go back to day 1 before we start talking about the finals. So during day 1, Lucia Serep-Bagaric, representing Croatia, beat Elisita from Germany. Then Shi Wang from China beat Sarah Shevek from Croatia. After Petra Martic from Croatia beat Petra Marchenko, also from Croatia. Leolia Jean-Jean from France beat Tena Lucas from Croatia. Valeria Strakova from Ukraine beat Leah Boskovic from Croatia. Sarah Sorebes Tormo from Spain beat Bulgaru. Alexandra Il from the Philippines beat Maria Timofeeva from Russia. And lastly, Maya Joint from Australia beat Antonia Rusic from Croatia. During the second day, Wang Martic Bulgaria, Timofeeva, Markovova, Joint Hibanu, and Sun made it out. The third day was the quarterfinals, and this is where things got even more interesting. Wang beat Branda Feritova from the Czech Republic. It was a one-set match where Wang won 5-0. Feritova is 17 years old, so I was rooting for her since she is one of the youngest competitors in this tournament. But it was a solid match for Wang, and she deserved to take that victory. The next match was between Martic and Joy, and it was a very, very close match. In the first set, Martic took the win 6-4, and in the second set, Joy took the win 7-6. In the last set, Martic ended up winning 7-6. A match that is so evenly matched, no pun intended, and goes back and forth like this one is always so fun and exciting to watch. The third match was between Hibano and Sheriff, and this was a clean sheet for Hibano. She took 2 wins from the first 2 sets, so she was a clear winner. Day 4 was the semifinals. Martic and Sheriff went head-to-head, and this was super close and went back and forth. In the first set, Martic came out on top with a final score of 6-4. In the second set, Sheriff came out on top with a final score of 6-3. And then in the last set, Sheriff claimed the victory 6-4. I thought Martic would have lasted long in this competition and possibly been in the finals, but I think she was gassed by the second set, causing her to lose the final set, which cost her the victory. And then Katie Volleynets from the US and Wang went head-to-head, and this was a very clear victory for Volleynets. She won the first 2 matches 6-4 and 6-3. Day 5 was the finals, and this was such a good match between Volleynets and Sheriff. Like I said earlier, Sheriff is the defending champion from last year, so this year she had a lot of pressure on her, especially by being able to get to the finals. When she arrived in Markaska, she told the tournament director that she had come to win, and she was not kidding. From the first day, Sheriff played well in the WTA Markaska Open and reached the final. While during the final, Sheriff started out strong, winning the first set 3-6. In the second set, Volleynets came back, winning 6-2. By then, it was clear that Sheriff was not in the right position to beat Volleynets. She kind of got in her head. Volleynets just showed a lot more skill and endurance in the finals, and she ended up coming in first place, winning the third set in the finals at 6-1. Volleynets was the number 8 seed, so this was a huge victory for her. Okay. Now, moving on to the Open Delle Puglie. The Open Delle Puglie tennis tournament kicked off with a series of electrifying matches. On the inaugural day, the courts were dominated by notable performances, particularly from Martina Trevisan of Italy, who showcased her skills against Justina Multiskype of Lithuania. Other remarkable victories included Ann Lee from the USA overcoming Isabella Shinnikova from Bulgaria in a compelling match, and Anastasia Soboleva from Ukraine, who bested Lucia Bronzetti from Italy in a gripping encounter. Katerina Savatska, also from Ukraine, secured a win against Martina Kolmega of Italy. Meanwhile, Tamara Zdidonsek from Slovenia demonstrated her prowess by defeating Daria Raimondo, and Jacqueline Kristen from Romania triumphed over Camila Rosatello, both from Italy. Renata Zarazua from Mexico outplayed Zayabik Kulambayeva from Kazakhstan, and in a notable match, Italian Beatrice Ricci impressed the local crowd by defeating compatriot Nuria Brancasio, while Nadia Podoroska from Argentina dispatched Cristina Dainu from Romania. Eva Liss from Germany and Annika Todini from Romania also moved forward after defeating Sappho Sakalaridi from Greece and Fiona Ferro from France, respectively. The only match that extended to 3 sets on the first day featured Panna Udvardi from Hungary, who overcame Giorgia Pendon from Italy, indicating the intense competition to come. Day 2 saw heightened competition as some of the top contenders were eliminated, raising the stakes. Podoroska continued her winning streak against Luisa Chirico from the US, while Zaydansek overcame Ipek Oz. In other matches, Beatrice Ricci defeated Xiao Diyu from China, and Todini outplayed Elvina Kalieva from the US. The third day's round of 16 saw Trevisan facing against Ann Lee in a match where experience met youthful energy. Liss won against Christian Zarazua, defeated Zavatska, and Udardi continued her impressive run by besting Soboleva. The quarterfinals on day 4 featured intense battles, with Zaydansek knocking out Trevisan, Todini prevailing over Liss, and Udvardi defeating Zarazua, setting the stage for a gripping semifinal lineup. Day 5 semifinals did not disappoint. Udvardi faced Zaydansek in a tightly contested match, while Todini matched up against Podoroska. Both matches were a testament to the athlete's determination and skill. The final showcased a stunning performance by Anka Tonini, who claimed victory in a decisive manner over Udvardi. Tonini's dominance was apparent as she clinched the first set 6-4 and swept the second set 6-0, demonstrating her superior tactical and physical prowess on the court. This edition of the Open Delle Puglie not only highlighted emerging talents, but also set a high bar for competitive spirit and sportsmanship, promising an exciting future for all participants. And this is a tournament that happens yearly, and it is always very well done. I'll say very organized tournament. So now we're going to move on to our next segment, where we're going to talk about the women's golfers that will be competing at the Olympics. Before we get into that, we're going to be taking a very short break, so I will see you guys very soon.
For the best and latest podcasts available anywhere, go to the podcast app on your cell phone and type in GSMC to access free content-rich podcasts on health and wellness, book reviews, sports, entertainment, relationships, social media, movies, technology, finance, and even weird news. Subscribe and download the GSMC Podcast Network's family of shows, available everywhere podcasts are found.
Welcome back, everybody, to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done talking about two different tennis competitions that took place earlier in the month, and now we're going to talk about the golfers that are going to the Olympics and the Paris Olympics really coming up super quickly. I always forget how quickly they come up. So only 2 tournaments remain before the 60-player Olympic field closes, with the cutoff date of June 24th coming just after the KPMG Women's PGA Championship. So, and remind you that this is not like finalized for every single country that we're going to go over today, because there might be more in each country. All the competitions are not over yet, so you just have to keep that in mind. Okay, so let's begin. So the U.S. currently consists of 3 players, but that could jump to 4 if Megan Kong manages to move into the top 15 of the Rolex rankings. Kong, who took a share of second last week at the shot right, currently ranks 16th. The IGF utilizes the Rolex rankings to create its own Olympic golf rankings, so the top 15 players in the world are eligible for Paris, with a limit of 4 players from any given country. American Allison ranks 18th. Currently, no country has 4 players in the top 15, so U.S. is one of the only countries with 3 players right now. But of course, that could change very much soon with some other countries having more than 2 players or more than 1 player, whatever they have. So here's a look at the current women's field in the 2024 Paris Olympics. Let's start with the U.S. Nelly Korda, Lilia Vu, and Rose John will be at the Olympics. Nelly Korda has captured several prestigious titles, including a major championship at the 2021 Women's PGA Championship. She participated in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, where she clinched the gold medal in women's golf, showcasing her ability to perform on the sport's biggest stages. With the Paris Olympics being her second appearance, Korda brings valuable experience and a proven track record from her previous Olympic success. She has focused on refining her game further, particularly enhancing her short game and putting to tackle the challenges of the Olympic course. As a defending gold medalist, expectations are naturally high for Korda to deliver a stand-up performance and contend for another Olympic medal. Lilia Vu has multiple wins on the Symetra Tour and an LPGA Tour victory at the 2023 LPGA Medical Championship. Vu had a standout amateur career at UCLA, where she was ranked as the world's #1 amateur golfer. The upcoming Paris Olympics will rank Lilia Vu's Olympic debut. She is known for her precision and control, particularly with her iron play, which is crucial for the challenging Olympic course layout. Rose John had a stellar amateur career, holding the #1 spot in the World Amateur Golf Ranking for a record period. Jean turned professional in 2023 after an impressive amateur stint, including stand-up performances in NCAA golf and major amateur tournaments. Given her meteoric rise and early successes, Jean is seen as a dark horse who could surprise many by medaling in her first Olympic appearance. On the France team, Céline Boudier and Perrine Delacour will be competing. Céline Boudier has secured several wins on the LPGA Tour, including a notable victory at the 2019 ISPS Honda Vic Open. She has represented Europe in the Solheim Cup, contributing significantly to the team's efforts and demonstrating strong performances in international team events. Boudier is known for her strategic approach to the game, carefully analyzing each shot and course layout to maximize her performance. Karine Delle has been a steady figure on the LPGA and the European tours, known for her resilience and determination. Like Puglie, the Paris Olympics will be particularly meaningful for Delle as she competes in her home country. While not as high profile as some of her compatriots, Dellecourt's underdog spirit and steady improvement make her a potential dark horse in this Olympic field. For Australia, we have Hannah Green and Minjee Lee. These two are like two of my favorite golfers right now. Green won the 2019 KPMG Women's PGA Championships, marking her as one of the brightest young stars in the LPGA Tour. Besides her major win, Green has accumulated multiple top finishes and LPGA events, showcasing her consistent form. Green competed at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, finishing in the middle of the pack. She aims to use that experience to improve her performance in Paris. Minjee Lee won the 2021 Evian Championships, her first major title, and has been a consistent top performer on the LPGA Tour. Lee represented Australia in the 2016 Rio Olympics, where she finished just outside the top 10. Her growing experience since then positions her well for a strong showing in Paris. Armed with more experience and past Olympic exposure, Lee is focused on contending for a medal, with specific improvements in her approach play and putting. Lee is known for her exceptional driving accuracy, which sets her up well on long courses. For Japan, we have Yuko Saso and Ayaka Furu. Saso won the 2021 U.S. Women's Open. Tokyo 2020 was her Olympic debut, where she represented the Philippines. For the Paris Olympics, competing under the Japanese flag, she brings experience and a fresh perspectives. Known for her powerful drive, Saso has the ability to dominate longer courses, which will be advantageous at the Olympic venue. Furu has several LPGA Tour victories, and Paris will mark Furu's first Olympic appearance, bringing new energy and excitement in her career. Furu excels in precision, particularly with the iron shots, which could be crucial on the technicality of the demanding Olympic course. There might be a lot of technical difficulty there. And her ability to adjust her strategy based on course and competition has been a key factor in her success. For Great Britain, we have Charlie Hull and Georgia Hall. Charlie Hull, a seasoned English golfer at the age of 27, has made a significant mark on both the Ladies European Tour and the LPGA Tour, capturing her first LPGA victory at the 2016 CME Group Tour Championship. Known for her dynamic presence in the Solheim Cup, Hull has been instrumental in several European team victories, showcasing her competitive spirit and skill in team play. Having competed in the 2016 Rio Olympics and finishing just outside the top 10, Hull is seasoned and well prepared for the upcoming Paris Olympics. Her preparation has focused on refining her approach and putting, crucial for mastering the challenging Olympic course. Hall has continued her strong form into 2023, consistently achieving high placements and demonstrating her capacity to handle pressure, a testament to her stable ranking among the world's top golfers. Her Olympic debut was at the 2016 Rio Games, where she showed promise. With the Paris Olympics on the horizon, Hall is focused on leveraging her experience and improved precision to excel. For Thailand, we have Athai Thittikul and Patty Tevantanakit. Athai Thittikul, a young talent from Thailand, has quickly risen to the ranks of professional golf. At just 20 years old, she has already made a significant impact on the LPGA Tour. Thittikul captured global attention by winning multiple international tournaments and establishing herself as one of the youngest contenders on the women's golf scene. Patty Tevantanakit has been a force on the LPGA Tour since turning professional. She burst onto the scene with her victory at the 2021 ANA Inspiration, one of the women's major championships. Her powerful game and ability to handle pressure have quickly established her as a top golfer internationally. For Sweden, we have Maja Stark and Lynn Grant. Stark has been making waves on the Ladies European Tour since turning professional. Known for her aggressive style and precision, Stark quickly garnered attention with multiple wins early in her career, showcasing her potential to dominate. As she gears up for her first Olympic appearance in Paris, Stark is fine-tuning her skills, especially her approach shots and putting, to tackle the unique challenges of the Olympic course. Lynn Grant made a name for herself by winning the Scandinavian mixed event, competing against both men and women, a victory that highlighted her skills and resilience under pressure. Her success on the European Tour has set the stage for a promising international career. Her preparation for Paris focuses on strategic aspects of her game, particularly mastering the mental game and optimizing her course management skills. For Canada, we have Brooke Henderson and Alana Sharp competing at the Olympics. Brooke Henderson is a prominent Canadian golfer who has made a significant mark on the LPGA Tour. She has multiple LPGA Tour victories, including a major win at the 2016 KPMG Women's PGA Championship. Henderson is known for her powerful swings and competitive spirit, which have consistently placed her among the top golfers globally. Having previously competed at the 2016 Rio Olympics, Henderson is aiming to utilize her experience and perhaps improve on her past Olympic performance to contend for a medal in Paris. Henderson is noted for her strong driving ability, which often gives her a significant advantage on the course. She's also renowned for her resilience and ability to perform under pressure, key traits for succeeding in major tournaments like the Olympics. Elena Sharp has been a professional for over a decade, making her mark both on the LPGA and the Symetra Tour. Sharp's career is highlighted by her steady play and leadership within Canadian women's golf. She has represented Canada in numerous international competitions, including the 2016 Olympics. Sharp excels in course management and mental toughness, attributes that have served her well throughout her career. She is particularly skilled at maintaining focus during high-pressure situations, a vital ability for competing at the Olympic level. So we're now going to move on to our last segment where we talk about the Women's Collegiate National Team roster. There are obviously a lot more people that are qualified to compete at the Olympics for golf, but we do not have enough time in this segment to feature all of them. So stay tuned for a segment next week on the remaining golfers from other countries, and leave a comment as to your favorite golfer and golfer that you would like me to talk about. Before we get into the next segment, we are going to be taking a very short break, so I will see you guys all very soon. Welcome back, everybody, to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done talking about two tennis tournament. Wait, did we just talk? No, we just got done talking about the golfers going to the Olympics. Wow, that is Friday, guys. And now we're going to be finishing our episode by talking about the Women's Collegiate National Team roster and volleyball. So 19 of the country's top women's collegiate athletes have been selected for the 2024 Women's Collegiate National Team. In volleyball, the team will train from June 30th to July 6th in Anaheim, California, alongside the U.S. Olympic women's volleyball team. In this segment, we're going to be talking about who is on the roster. This is a pretty huge deal for these volleyball players. I'm very proud of them. Okay, so the setters on the team are Kate Lang, Mia Taniga, and Molly Wilson. Kate Lang played for the University of Hawaii, where she demonstrated strong defensive capabilities and her setting excellence. She's been recognized multiple times for her performances, particularly in the Best West Conference. Lang has earned the title of Big West Setter of the Week multiple times, highlighting her exceptional ability to lead and distribute the ball efficiently. Her average assists per set are impressive, often placing her among the top performers nationally in the category. Mina Tongniga has earned numerous accolades, including the Gatorade California Volleyball Player of the Year, which she received for her outstanding performance during her senior year at Mater Dei High School. This award also highlighted her excellent academic achievements and exemplary character both on and off the field. Her volleyball career includes notable statistics such as accumulating 721 assists, 256 digs, 205 kills, 55 blocks, and 41 service aces in her senior year alone. Her performance helped her lead the team to the Open Division semifinals and earned them a number 7 national ranking. She was also a member of the U.S. Women's Junior National Team and received multiple All-Americans honors. In college, she continued her volleyball journey at USC, where she has been an integral part of the team's success. She has been recognized in the Pac-12, including earning a spot on the ABCA All-Region team and setting the USC school record for the most service aces in a match. Molly Wilson played for the Washington Huskies. She's very known for her highlights and kills on digs, making her a dominant player both offensively and defensively. So the liberos are Lauren Brasino, and Kate Gordiades, and Allison Jacobs. Lauren Brasino is an accomplished volleyball player known for her role as a libero. She has been a significant part of the Baylor University volleyball team and has also made her mark on the U.S. Women's U21 national team. Her accolades include being named to the All Big 12 second team and receiving academic honors from the Big 12 Conference. Her defensive skills were highlighted during the Baylor Classic, where she was recognized as the best defender. She also had the opportunity to train with the U.S. Women's National Team, showcasing her talents on an international level. Brasino has also participated in the Norceca or NORCECA Pan American Cup, contributing to the U.S. team's success with her defensive prowess. Off the court, she's known for her strong commitment to her Christian faith, which she has spoken about in various interviews, sharing how it influences her life and sports career. Kate Gordiades is a highly accomplished libero for the University of Houston's volleyball team. She has an impressive list of accolades, including being named to the volleyballmag.com All-American Third Team and receiving an AVCA All-American Honorable Mention in 2023. She also earned the title of Big 12 Conference Libero of the Year and was a first-team All-Conference selection. She's made a significant impact with her defensive skills, leading her team in digs and service aces during the season. She's known for her leadership on the court, often seen energizing her teammates and contributing strategically to their games. Her experience extends beyond her university team, as she was trained with the USA Collegiate national team, further honing her skills with some of the nation's top players and coaches. Her performance history includes remarkable achievements such as surpassing 1,000 digs early in her UH career and leading the Cougars to consecutive NCAA tournament appearances. Her consistent performance and leadership have been pivotal in her team's success on the national stage. Allison Jacobs currently competes for the University of Michigan as an outside hitter. Sitting at 5'11", she earned the academic All-Big Ten and Big Ten Distinguished Scholar Awards. She also made significant contributions on the international stage, having been part of the U.S. Women's U21 national team. The outside hitters are Elia Carta, Claire Little, Ava Martin, Emmy Selman, and McKenna Wukshaker. Elia Carter is from Kansas State University. She's been named to the AVCA Midwest All-Region First Team multiple times and has consistently earned all Big 12 First Team honors, including several as an unanimous selection. Carter's impact on the court is highlighted by her impressive statistical performances, including leading her team in kills per set and overall points in recent seasons. Her skill has earned her several Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week awards and recognition as an AVCA All-America Honorable Mention. Claire Little is a standout freshman outside hitter for the BYU Cougars volleyball team. Before joining BYU, Claire was involved in the USA Volleyball National Team Development Program and participated in high-performance camps. Her early commitment to BYU and subsequent performances have set her on a path to stardom in collegiate volleyball. Ava Martin is an emerging talent in the volleyball world, currently playing as a setter for the University of Colorado volleyball team. Before joining the collegiate ranks, she was a standout player at Mission Viejo High School in California, where she garnered significant attention for her exceptional skills on the court. At Colorado, though, Martin has continued to develop her game, contributing significantly to her team's performance with her setting and strategic play. Her high school career was marked by numerous accolades showcasing her potential and leadership abilities. Emmy Selman plays for Ohio State University. Prior to playing at Ohio State, she was ranked number 1 volleyball player in Virginia for class of 2024, class of 2024 number 5 player in the country, and number 2 outside hitter. McKenna Wukshaker played for the University of Minnesota, and there she was named to the Big Ten All-Freshman team and received AVCA All-North Region Honorable Mention in her freshman year. During her sophomore year, she continued to excel, participating in all scheduled matches and leading her team in kills per set with notable performances against top-ranked teams. Wukshaker also represented the USA in international competitions, contributing to the team's bronze medal at the FIVB U18 World Championships in 2021. The opposites are Jordan Iliff, Logan Linnecki, and Megan Wilson. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so Jordan Iliff is a talented volleyball player from the University of Missouri. She plays as the right side hitter and has been recognized for her skills on a national level, including being named to the 2023 USA Volleyball Women's Collegiate National Team. So this will not be her first time there. Before her collegiate career, she had a remarkable high school career, accumulating significant statistics in kills, aces, blocks, and digs. Her high school achievements included being recognized for her impressive kill rate and hitting percentage, which showcased her ability as a powerful and effective outside hitter. Lauren Ndeki is an accomplished volleyball player at Texas A&M, where she plays as an opposite hitter, standing 6'3" tall. Linnecki has made significant contributions to her team since her freshman year. She has consistently been recognized for her performance, earning multiple All-SEC team honors and has been named to the All-South Region team. During her sophomore year in 2023, she started in all 29 games which she appeared in, leading the Aggies with 340 kills and achieving a kill percent average of 3.24. She also set a career high with 8 blocks in the match against Texas during the NCAA tournament. Her freshman year was notable as well, with 387 kills and a career high of 28 kills in a single game against Arkansas, though it was cut short due to an injury. Megan Wilson recently transferred from the University of Oklahoma to the University of Kentucky. During her time at Oklahoma, she was recognized for her outstanding performance as an outside hitter, earning accolades such as the AVCA Southwest All-Region team member. At Kentucky, Megan continues to make significant contributions to her team, showcasing her skills and leadership in games. Her presence has been pivotal, and she has consistently led her team in kills and blocks, underlining her importance to the team's strategy and success. Lastly, the middle blockers are Desiree Becker, Lydia Martin, Ifina Kaz-Okpalia, Anna Dodson, and Pefren Kong. Desiree Becker is a graduate student middle blocker who has made notable contributions to the UCLA women's volleyball team. She transferred from Northwestern University, where she previously played and led her team in blocks. At UCLA, Becker has continued to excel, leading her team with a significant number of total blocks and ranking well in blocks per set. Lydia Martin is a graduate middle blocker at the University of Oklahoma. During her time at the ASU WIN Conference, she was twice named to the All-Conference team. She's shown impressive performance statistics, including leading her team in blocks and being recognized on the All-Freshman team in her debut year. Ifina Kaz-Okpalia is a stand-up volleyball player at Texas A&M University, where she plays as a middle blocker. She has garnered numerous accolades for her performances, including being named SEC Defensive Player of the Week multiple times and earning a spot on the All-South Region team. She is particularly noted for her defensive skills, setting a program record with 14 total blocks in a match against Utah State. Her impressive blocking has led to be one of the national leaders in blocks per set. Anna Dawson is a stand-up volleyball player at UCLA. She has been named as an AVCA Honorable Mention All-American and has received multiple recognitions, including All Pac-12 team honors and selection to the AVCA Pacific South All-Region team. And then Kong is known affectionately as PK, is a standout middle blocker for the University of Louisville's volleyball team. She's consistently demonstrated her abilities on the court with performances that include leading her team in blocks and achieving a high hitting percentage. Chris McGowan, a Gold Square, will serve as the team's head coach, and then the assistant coaches will be Susie Fritz and Danielle Scott from League One Volleyball, as well as Todd Denganius from the Professional Volleyball Federation, oh my goodness. Okay, so that includes our show for today. Thank you guys for tuning into the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, presented to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show and leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. Thank you guys once again, and have a wonderful day.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool.